and roll because I needed to go. Okay. So we're live. Yay! We're live over here. So now I can. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. My name is Crystal Bodie Smith, and thank you so much for joining me. I am so elated. I told you I would be back, and I'm back, definitely. And I wanted to make sure that I came back with this beautiful young lady that I promised you I was going to have somebody interesting for you, which I do. And I have Miss Tiny Jordan. And tonight, it's been a heck of a day. You know, we all have those days, and today was one of those days for me. And so I'm excited. How you doing, young lady?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing just amazing. So what I wanted to do was, I did tell a couple people over there on Instagram that I would be over here. So hopefully they'll come over here. But if not, I can always post this over there so they'll get to see it and they'll see it. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you what's going on. I did tell you before that we have story time, and you know that we do this occasionally. And this beautiful young lady you see, her name is Tiny Jordan. She is known for acting in a horror movie, Sundown, and she is an amazing plus size model. And right now, I think is a great time to talk about this because of all the stuff that has happened just recently in the media, you know, and perfect timing. So before I get into that, I just want you to know that she's an actress. She's been published in BBW magazine, in the Black magazine in New York, and all over the place in Arkansas and everywhere else. And how you doing today?
I'm fine. How are you today?
I'm doing just amazing. So tell the people who have never seen you, Tiny, a little bit about that little girl, Tiny. Who is Tiny Jordan?
Tiny Jordan um, is a little girl from Marianna, Arkansas. It's a little small country town. Um, I grew up there to up until the age of 12, and then I moved to Conway, Arkansas. And
Excellent, excellent. And do you come from a large family or a small family?
my family not that large, no, not that big, but and we're not that close either.
Okay. So, when you were a little girl, did you imagine that you would wind up being a model? Did that a dream come true for you?
Yes, actually, when I first moved to Conway, Arkansas, once we moved from Marianna, Arkansas, because it was no opportunities out there, you know. So when I moved here, I seen like an ad in the newspaper, and it was about modeling and stuff. And I told my mama, and it was free. And so I was like, Mama, can you take me to do this? I want to audition. And so I went. I got free pictures. They did my hair, my makeup, and I felt like a real model then, you know. So yeah.
And you look beautiful too. You definitely do. So, how
Thank
did
you
you
so
get
much.
discovered, or when did you discover that you had this gift of modeling? Was it something where you started playing and dressing up and putting on mama's shoes and stuff? You know how the little girls do. How did that whole thing begin for you?
I think it just happened for me because well, I always knew that I wanted to be in front of a camera. So I did know I started off with music. I used to sing and rap. So my career had just started to taking off. I had just started to get paid to do music. And then I met this guy and fell in love with this guy. And I was just like, forget some music, you know. And so I ended up I ended up taking pictures. And when I started taking pictures, they're like, oh, you're so pretty. You're so pretty to be your size. And we like how you dress and how you put yourself together. And I just started taking a lot of pictures. I started investing in myself. I started buying clothes because before I was signed, you know, now I don't have to buy clothes anymore, but I had to buy clothes to make myself look good. I had to pay for professional pictures and, you know, all that stuff. And the right agency seen me on Instagram and signed me.
And this is a beautiful young lady. Turn so they can see you. Turn around so they can see you all the way. Turn facing me so they can see how beautiful you really are. Because she's a beautiful young lady for
Thank you.
sure. And the young man said she does look great, and they love the hairstyle and the eyelashes. Yes, it
Thank
is
you.
beautiful, right, Grover? So now, I did you have an idol as a model? Who did you idolize?
As a model, I don't think I idolized anyone as a model. Maybe musically Whitney Houston and Monica. But as a model, it just kind of happened because I wasn't trying to be a model, but I just taking pictures, and it just went fast. So
Wow. So can you sing too?
a little bit.
Okay. So I know that in that recent video you had, did you do some singing in that, or was it just for modeling?
It might have been just for modeling.
Okay. Okay. So it was just that.
Now I do
Okay.
have some videos where I'm singing for real on my page, and then some is just for modeling because we got to stay posting stuff.
Now the movie that you were best known for, the horror film Sundown,
Hmm.
that you did this year, the one that's based on a true story. Tell us about that.
Well, Sundown is based on a true story out of Texarkana, Texas, and it's about a phantom killer. So we remade the movie, but the movie is mainly based on the killer, if that makes sense. It's already been made. The movie has several different, parts, like part one, part two,
Hmm.
different type of movies to the movie. But we just did our remake based on the Phantom Killer.
Okay. And I'm trying to get this thing out of the way here. Excuse me one moment. So I got a question for you. So with acting, were you afraid that first time you had that acting gig, or how did that go for you when you had to do that audition? Because there's some people out here who've never auditioned, they've never had to do it. How much time did you have to do that, and how was that first experience for you when you had to audition for the role?
Actually, I'm gonna be honest. That role was handed to me. I actually had to connect through my modeling agency that I'm signed to. Um, I just, it's always about who you know. And I, one of my photographers, no longer work for my agency, and I'm still connected with him, and he's connected with the director, the movie director, and one thing went to another. I sent her pictures, and she was like, "Oh my God." And he sent her my pictures, and then me and her kind of conversed. And then after we conversed, she was like, "Yeah, I gotta have you. You're so beautiful, and I would love to put you in a movie." And she gave me a script. I had to study it for about a month, and we filmed the movie. And since then, she's put me in my second movie. I've did a second movie so far that we're currently filming, called Clan.
Nice. So, from that experience, what would you tell someone who has aspirations to model and act from what you've learned so far in that role?
It's a little different for me because coming from modeling to acting. With modeling, I'm busy, I'm looking beautiful in the camera, and I'm looking at the camera, and I'm being sexy. And acting, I gotta try not to see the camera. I gotta act like I don't see the camera. So it was kind of a struggle for me not to look at the camera because I'm so used to looking at the camera. But it was it was very different. I would say that. But as for studying lines, my director understood. She was just like if we messed up a line, she would really want you to make it yourself. Like she give you the line what to say. You say the line, but you make it you. And so once I knew I could make it me, I kind of got it down pat.
Excellent, excellent. And is there any particular producer that you would like to act for? Any particular goals you have for 2023?
Uh, I don't have nobody in mind in particular. Um, that I would want to work for. Um, I will say I like reality. I like reality TV shows. So I think reality is always real and raw. And I think I'm more like that, but um right now I'm doing horror films, so I will cross over and do other films, if other people want to put me in other movies.
Okay. So to get to be this confident right now, a lot of that has to do with how you grew up as a child. So let's talk about your childhood. Coming up in your childhood, a lot of time with our parents and our siblings and our upbringing, it helps to make us the people we are today.
Hmm.
Tell me about your childhood and how that was coming up.
Well, for my childhood, we was kind of poor. Like my grandmother lived in the projects. My mom had her own house. We had a trailer, and then she ended up getting houses like in between time. But my mom was mainly single until she met a guy, and that did help her financially. So really most of where all my life my mom took care of me and my siblings by herself. My grandmother had custody of my oldest brother. So I have a brother and two sisters. So my mom had all her girls, and her son her mom had and raised. So we was poor, and I just always knew I wanted more out of life. I wanted to be able to help my mom. I seen my mom struggling to take care of us. So when I seen her struggling to take care of us, I was like, I gotta help. So I got a job at 13, and
Wow.
yeah, at 13 throughout the summer, every summer was spoken for me, because I started getting in trouble. I started being this this child that was just so, what I want to say, angry. I was angry. I was very angry. Um, because my mom did it all. My mom paid bills. She did it all alone, and she didn't have much time for us. My mom, she was with her guy friends sometimes, so it left me to raise me and my sisters a lot. And so I was angry. I think I was misunderstood, and so I used to get in all these fights. If somebody made me mad, if they looked at me wrong, or we was fighting.
Mm-hmm.
So I stayed in and out of juvenile for fighting. I was on probation. Um, I did all that in my childhood, like in and out of juvenile constantly. So I've been through a lot through my childhood.
So now I know we talked about something, and some people had a rough childhood. I know I mentioned something in the flyer where I talked about molestation, but you didn't have any molestation, but you had a situation with someone beating on you. Talk about that. What was that all about?
Yes. Yeah. So let's clear that up. I was not molested. I was beaten though. I was beaten. I mean, all abuse is abuse. My mom had a boyfriend, but he never liked me. He never liked me because I guess for the stuff as a kid, you could see that I guess as a kid I wouldn't go for what my mom went for. And I dealt with him abusing her. And like a lot of time, I still suffer from PTSD today because I couldn't sleep at night. I would be trying to sleep, me and my siblings, and he in there jumping on my mama. And we're up because we're trying to make sure my mom is okay. And if I try to defend my mom, then that's a problem. Then I get a whooping. And then as a kid, I peed in the bed. And again, PTSD will make you pee, will make a child, wasn't getting any sleep. I was scared to sleep. Sometimes if when I peed in the bed, I woke up getting a whooping. Like, so it was just a whole lot. And
So, and I'm glad you made that clarification because I think I mentioned molestation. I think both of them are really horrible for any child to have to go through molestation, abuse, anybody hitting you. If anyone is out there and you're going through that, please make sure you let the other parent know, or a sibling or somebody, because this is important. How long did you go through this before you were able to actually let your mom know what was happening?
um my mama knew. She knew what was going on. Sometimes I would get whoopings twice a day. Um, if I peed, she could already whoop me, and he'll come home and whoop me again. He just didn't like me, you know. Um, but the things that my mom allowed as for us as children, I don't allow with my daughter. I have a 17-year-old daughter doing her last year in high school, and I wouldn't allow men to come into our lives or her life and discipline her. Like I handle that. That's my child, you know. But I see, I guess based on how I was brought up, my mom let her boyfriends whoop us, and well, whoop me. I was the one that got whooped. Nobody else got whooping but me. And because he
Wow.
liked me and I was a firecracker, and I'm gonna tell you how I feel. I've always been like that. So I got whoopings for no reason. If my sister, one time he whooped me, he beat me so bad that my jeans had to be tore off of me. Like my mom had
Wow.
to come literally because my wounds. He whooped me with a water hose. I got whooped with water hose, and I got whooped with extension cords. Um, and he whooped me so bad. My mom went home this night, and me and my sister were just playing with a toy. We was playing, and my sister said I was picking with her. What she say that for? That man whooped me and beat me so bad to where my grandmother at the time, who's now deceased, got mad, and she was like, "You." She got mad at my mama. She was like, my grandmother didn't stand for my mama's boyfriends. Every boyfriend my mama had put their hands on me. And my grandma didn't like that. And my mama used to try to tell me, to cover it up. Don't tell her mama and stuff like that. Like when you go over there, don't tell your grandma. Don't get to talking too much, and you know. And yeah, he beat me so bad that my mama had to come. I was bleeding through my jeans, my legs and stuff. I had open wounds, which I'm so glad that I was a kid then, and you can't tell. You can't even. You can't see any scars on my body now. But then I had like open wounds, big wide open wounds that we thought I was gonna need stitches. And I mean, he whooped me that bad as a girl. Like, I got whooped so bad as a girl, I didn't think I was gonna be able to have kids. You know.
I feel so bad that you went through that. And the sad thing that really bothers me is when the child has the courage to tell the parent and the parent doesn't believe it, and the parent doesn't take up for the child, but they stand with the man. That's a little difficult. So how is your relationship with your mom now?
We're not as close. We're not as close as we used to be. Like, I used to always beg her as a kid, like when she get mad at her boyfriends, and um, she was with my sister's dad that raised me. He whooped me, but he was a good dad though. He whooped me when it was time to whoop me. I still look at him like he's my dad today. My biological dad was not there, but he came in and out of my life like when he got ready, when he felt like being a father. He didn't help my mom. My daddy owned houses. My daddy wasn't a poor man. Right now, he's not poor. Okay, he paid for everybody's funeral on his side. you know, um, but he wasn't there for us. The women, we couldn't ask him. If we asked him for stuff, he just lie and be like, okay, I'm gonna be there, or I'm gonna stand it, or I'm gonna do this, and we wouldn't hear from him. And we probably wouldn't hear from him till years later. So to where now it's to the point where I'm numb to it. I did allow him. He was in my life a few years ago where we did converse over the phone, and I don't allow him to talk to my child,
Right.
and because you're not gonna lie to my child like you did to me. I'm not
Yes.
that mother that my mother
Yes.
was. You know.
So did that make you like overprotective now
Yes, very with my child. Yes. Um.
and fearful? Like you kind of like real hesitant about letting people around her, and you think, I mean, do you have trust issues with men because of that?
Yeah, not because of that. Because I feel like I'm smart enough to know a man will go as far as you allow him to go. If you let him beat your kids and you don't say nothing, and you let him beat them for nothing, and y'all fighting every weekend, the kids got PTSD, y'all fighting and cussing around children. I just grew up in a violent household, a very negative household, where I didn't get sleep most nights and had to get up and go to school. Where I was getting beat so bad that I had to wear turtlenecks in the summertime, 90 or 100 degrees outside. I'm wearing a turtleneck,
Yeah.
because I'm covering up scars.
And that's why school teachers have to tell when they see things. If a child comes to school and they see scars or they see anything, they have to tell. And that's why when children go to the hospitals now, if you notice, if you go to the emergency room, they ask you questions about at home,
Yeah.
because so many people are being abused at home and they're being threatened. A lot of times they're being threatened. So I'm here to tell you, if somebody's threatening you and telling you not to tell, find somebody to tell. And parents, please instill in your children that no matter what somebody says, that we should most definitely trust and tell you anyway, because sometimes these people will kind of whisper in your ear, you better not tell. If you tell, I'm going to do something. And they make you think they're going to harm you or you and them. So I want to commend you for being brave enough to still do that. Did you get counseling of some kind?
Um, Not till I was grown. When I was able to get my own help. All of that I went through, like all those years of abuse, it became anger. So I was enraged with all this anger. So that's why as a teen, I remembered all those times I would get beat for nothing. So now that I'm getting older, I'm not going. So now when somebody say something to me at school, they punched in the face or they beat up or something, and it's still to this day as a grown woman where now I know how to carry myself.
Right. Right.
As a model,
Right.
I have to be careful how I carry myself, but I'm not going to let you say anything to me, toward me. You're not going to hurt me. You're going to respect me.
And the good thing is that now you are going to be like a spokeswoman. You're going to be a spokeswoman for women who have been abused, a spokeswoman for women, plus size women. Sometimes plus size women are treated differently because of their size. Now,
Right.
let me ask you a question. Do you know who Lizzo is?
Yes. I get compared to her every day.
Now,
Just last
so
night.
so you see that it's amazing to me that we had scheduled this prior to the situation that happened to her. And I said, wow, look at the timing. Look at the timing. Because I want people to know that it doesn't matter. I just came back from vacation. I posted some pictures and I told everyone on that trip to Jamaica, everybody was planning to go to Dunn's Falls and jet skiing. But for me, my adventure was putting on my two-piece. Because women are made to feel some kind of way and sometimes about their size. And so I just commend you because you stand strong in your boldness and accept who you are and you feel good about who you are. So I want to ask you before I go into what happened with Lizzo, what would you say to someone that may be watching this that may have some self-esteem issues that has been told something negative about how they look and made to feel less than valuable? What would you say to them to boost their esteem up and let them know to disregard those words that people have said to them?
I would let them know that you're not here for everybody to love you. You're not here for everybody to like you. Because people, just because you want love, everybody's not gonna love you, and everybody's not gonna like you. But you're there for whoever likes you, whoever show love back. Show love to the ones that they really care about you. And I mean, you're beautiful inside and out. And you have to believe it. It starts with you. You have to believe you're beautiful. You have to believe that you're just as beautiful as the next person, that you can do what the next person do. It starts with you. Okay. And if you don't believe it, then who's gonna believe it if you don't believe it?
And, and I'm glad you said that because that was the next thing I was going to say. Some people may not have anyone that's giving them that love. Some people may not be getting it. So they have to start by looking in the mirror. They have to start saying some things to themselves, affirming themselves, believing in themselves. So that's exactly right. And sometimes you have to ignore those that come at you, like the young lady did with Lizzo.
Yes, it's a part of life.
What was your
Somebody's always
reaction
gonna
when you
find
saw the
something.
situation that happened with Lizzo, and how did that affect you personally?
I really didn't hear about the situation with Lizzo.
She
Unfortunately, I didn't hear about that one.
Yeah, it was just a situation where she received an award, and when she received the award, she went up to the microphone, and she made a statement, and pretty much, I love her response because her response was to all you people that had something to say. She said, then she started to say something. Then she said, you know what? I'm not going to say nothing because guess what? I won because she won the award. She said, so I'm winning, So bottom line, and that's what I was going to ask you about. See, a lot of time people want to say something back. They want to, as they say out there, clap back. And she was like, I'm not clapping back because I got the prize. And a lot of times there's a reel out there and it says, if you're the topic, then that means you're on the top, you know. And so that's the message that we want people to understand. And that's the message that you represent when you go out there on these movies and the magazine covers and everything and letting them know, listen, we are beautiful, we are here. And do you have anything particular that you stand for? Do you have a certain message when you go out there? Do you do speaking engagements?
I haven't been called for a lot of speaking. I guess because I'm what I do is I also read tarot as well. So I'm a reader. A lot of people come to me for that, and they a lot of people want my opinion on their relationships or their opinion on their life period. So I am looked up very strongly in my community. So I have a lot of people reach out. They ask me for my opinion. Hey, I just need your opinion. What would you do if this was this? Or hey, I need your help. Um, and I just do the best I can to the best of my ability.
Yeah, that's good. Uh, and it's important that you go back and speak to the children in the classroom, some smaller children, elementary, middle school, high school. I think that would be good if you can go and speak to them as well and let them know some of the challenges that you went through and let them know some of the flags, some of the red flags. Had you thought about doing that, especially those that were abused?
Yeah, like I guess if I'm asked to come and speak, of course I will. I wouldn't shut them down. I wouldn't be like, no, I'm not gonna talk. But yeah, of course, I love the kids. I love children. So I would definitely speak if I'm ever asked to come to the school. Usually, I'm getting asked to do like come sing the Star Spangled Banner for the school or something. So I'm usually asked for something like that when it comes to school. But you know.
Yeah, that'll be a great place for you to do that. I think, definitely. What is your next biggest event that you have coming up? If people wanted to go and support you, where do you have an event coming up? In what state and what city, or where can they look for you as far as the videos and the movies that you have out now?
Well, I just did two rappers videos. Two rappers booked me for their music videos. I was in Nashville, Tennessee, in one music video. The rapper name is Miles Creed, and the name of his song is "Don't Fall," and the video is up on YouTube with me in it. I came back in a week later. Another rapper booked me, an Arkansas rapper by the name of Forever 40. Um, he booked me for his video shoot, and we shot that in Little Rock, Arkansas. And we have over 10K views on that video, and it's currently playing on the radio right now on Power 92.3.
Nice. What's the name of that video that had the 10K
On
already?
Discriminate. It's called On Discriminate. And
Is it on your page?
yes, and it's on YouTube as well. The video with me in it is on YouTube.
Okay. And if people want to go back and follow you, how can they follow you? What is your Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook name? Are they all the same?
No, well, on Instagram, my name is Tiny Jordan underscore the plus size model. And on Facebook is Tiny Jordan.
And how about YouTube? You have a YouTube channel also?
I have an old YouTube channel. I'm never on there.
Okay, so right now you basically do the YouTube and the Instagram.
The Facebook, Instagram,
Uh,
Snapchat.
I mean Facebook, excuse me, and Instagram. Okay. So what next? What next for Tiny Jordan?
Um, I do have I just got a movie role, another role. It's a series. I don't know if you've ever heard of P Valley, but I think it's
Yes.
something.
Oh my goodness. Who hasn't heard of P Valley? I have
But I
a
don't
25-year-old, a 34, and a 35-year-old, and they talk about that.
I think that it's gonna be something like that where, and I don't mean like something exactly like it. I mean like I think it's gonna be something raw and uncut, like how they have raw stuff in it and uncut, like just real, because that's what people are into these days. They want raw and uncut. And the
Yeah.
name of this is called Pressure Universe. And I don't know my character name, although my director, I just got the role and I've been auditioned for it, and I re-auditioned again just like 3 days ago for it. And
Excellent.
it's based on a character out of my hometown, Marianna, Arkansas. So
Wow.
I'll be acting, and it'll be based on a character from out there. And I don't know my character name. I don't know what kind of character I'm playing, but I can only imagine.
So let me ask you something. Do you have a preference when it comes to characters? Like some people like playing the bad guy or whatever. Do you have a particular kind of role that you prefer if you had a choice?
No, I think I'm um of course I think I would be uncomfortable like with a gay role or something. Something that, but I'm open to all type of roles. I mean it's a part of acting too. So um like in one role that I've done in one horror movie, I was just playing a teen, you know, and another one I was playing bougie. So And this one, I don't know what type of role it's gonna be yet. You know.
Wow. So, do you have any dreams to be a producer one day, or do anything, or have your own TV show or anything like that outside of modeling? What else, if in 5 years from now, what is your biggest dream?
Honestly, I haven't thought about I haven't thought about 5 years from now. I mean, stuff's, the way this world is going, and, we lucky to make it through COVID, you know? So it's kind of hard to think that far out. But I figured I'm already in my career profession. I made it being a model, and then now I'm an actress, crossed over to acting. So I was just going to keep it in this lane for a while. Just modeling and acting. I mean, it comes easy for me, and now I know I can do it. I rather do what I think I'm my best at, if that makes sense.
Okay, that's real good, definitely. And let's talk about, we talk about all the positives. So, what are some of the valuable lessons that you have learned, or some of the things that if you had to start all over again right now, that you would change?
Oh, I would definitely change my outlook on people. I would change how I trust people. I would change how I help people, because I've been crossed by all three, all the above. you know, um, some people come into your life, well, we fail to realize some people come into your life as a blockage. Some people block you for better. Um, I was in a 9-year relationship, and I thought I was happy. I tried my best to be happy, but unfortunately, we just wasn't happy. And a relationship consists of two people, and my relationship was just consisting of me. And when you're in love, you're not looking at every aspect around the relationship. You're just
Right,
looking at you're in love. You know,
right.
and I did the hardest thing. I didn't want to walk away, but I had to better me. So I was already a model. I was already a signed model, but that's it. I wasn't an actress yet. But when I decided to walk away from that relationship, God opened up doors for me.
There
And
you go. So you
yeah,
got focus. So
I got
so
focused.
you are saying that, did you mix business with pleasure? Let me ask you that. Did you mix it?
No, like, well, he was my boyfriend. He went with me. He didn't help me get signed, but he did, because a lot of times he took some of my pictures, some of the pictures that everybody thought that was looking good, and some of the pictures that the agency seen, he took. So it's kind of like a little team where we were dating, and he was taking my pictures, but he would just take them. That's it. But like everything else that I was booked for, he would be with me.
Well, you know what? I commend you because you were strong enough to step away. Some people get caught up in their emotions and they don't know how to separate that. And then sometimes they might even lose their career because they choose love over their career.
Well, I was upset with myself because I mean I stayed for 9 years. It took me 9 years to leave. I had supposed to have been left, and I knew I was supposed to have been left. But when God give you that discernment, it's a stand on, and when you're strong, and I just woke up one day. When I tell you, I just woke up. I had left mentally, like a few years mentally. I was just in my relationship, but I was already out of it in my head. Um, I never stepped outside of my relationship with that person though, you know. Um,
Very
but
good. Hmm.
but one day I woke up and I was just like, I'm
I'm
unhappy.
done.
I'm done. And I've been done since, and it's been a year, over a year, like a year and a half now.
And so you put yourself first,
I put myself first.
and you put your dreams first. And I commend you again for that, because sometimes a full figure woman, a plus size woman, sometimes people think that they have to settle. They think that they don't have choices. And so I'm glad that you're saying that, because you're representing that group of women again, letting them know you do have choices.
Right.
Because sometimes people will be in your ear making you feel like you don't have a choice. Have you ever dealt with that?
Yeah, when we would have our fights and we would have our disagreements. Um, he wasn't really verbally abusive at times, I guess, but n- no, because he knew I always have had more options than him. He knew throughout the whole relationship, if I go to the gas station, I got about five guys asking me for my number. So I was never that BBW that guys were ashamed of. I was already that BBW they want to be seen with. Like right now, I have guys in my inbox. Hey, can we take a picture? You gonna take a picture with me? Or what's up? Can I take you on a date? Like I'm that BBW that always get asked out.
Wow. So do people cross the line though? Do they try to get you to do things that because you have to set boundaries, right? You have to
Right.
set standards. So to the women who might be listening, who might be just starting out and they want to get in the industry
Hmm.
and they don't really understand the boundaries that they need to set, what would you tell them?
Um,
Because you got to have self-respect.
of course, definitely that. Um, you just got to be cutthroat. You got to be about your business. I say, when I say I'm about my business, I'm about my business. And playtime. I mean, I have guys that want me to model their brands, and I mean, I work with guys, all types of different guys. But I have a lot of them that's also interested in me. But it's all about how you carry it. If
Right.
I'm gonna see you on those terms, nobody's gonna know about it. If
Right.
that makes sense.
That's right.
I'm not gonna be trolling you and trotting you all over my social media with you like we're together, or I do have fans, and fans get in their feelings because when I take pictures with guys, my fans be like, who is that? Who is
Right.
this guy? We don't know who he is. But it's to me, it's always about how you carry yourself, and I think that's why guys are so attracted to me to be a BBW. They like how I carry myself. I don't carry myself ratchet. I don't carry myself nasty. I'm clean. I
That's
smell
right. And you
good.
have class. And
When
you
I
have
step in the room,
class.
you're gonna
And you
know
have
I'm in it because you're gonna
confidence.
smell me.
So confidence is very important. So
Right.
if you're watching this and you don't have confidence, work on your confidence, because you will attract someone that will pick up on it if you don't have that, and they'll use that against you. You have to have confidence. And then you'll be able to reject those coming at you, because you
Right.
don't ever want to be vulnerable.
Or
And so,
gullible.
yeah,
You don't want to accept everything they want to talk to you. You got to set standards with guys. Like okay, well, in my relationship with the guy I was with for those 9 years, he didn't really want much out of life. He wanted it, but he didn't have the ambition and the drive that I had. So in my relationship, I knew this person holding me back because he don't got what I got. He don't got the ambition. He ain't got the drive. So I gotta go. And so, like I said, I left mentally first, and then I just left. And I've been since then. I have been able to hold a few conversations with him since then, but I no longer speak with him at this point. Like I just, you know, I'm
that's
happy.
good. Good for you. Good for you. So, did you do any kind of professional training for modeling or acting at all?
None at all. None.
Wow. Self-taught. Self-taught.
Self-taught. Like I said, I invested in myself with clothing brands, makeup, hair. Like people ask me to promote their stuff at this point now on the level
Yes.
that I'm in on. People pay me to promote them. Um, it's been a journey. It's been a journey, and it has taken a long time to get here. I will say that it is not easy. You do tend to want to give up, but you gotta strive for better. And if you give up, then it'll never happen.
So it doesn't happen overnight. So to anyone trying to do this, the message is stick with it, study your craft. And I'm sure you had to be careful with who you kept around you, to your circle of friends and people that are around you, because you got to have that positive influence around you, because some people will be haters and
Oh yeah,
envious.
I deal with a lot of that. Well, me being so outspoken and so blunt, I deal with a lot of um I think with a lot of smiling in your face but hating behind your back energy. Um, they don't like maybe my sister or somebody in my close around me will be like, they'll say something negative or something. But that's my sister. She's gonna say it, and I'm gonna just go off on her. I'm gonna let her know how I feel because I'm
Wow.
I'm blunt and outspoken. But like outsiders, like whatever they have to say, they said like amongst themselves, if that makes sense. You know, I tend to pop back. I'm like, because I'm sassy, and it's like I'm naturally that way. But I do have to watch what I say and how I say, being a
Yes,
model because I'm promoting other people's brands and stuff.
that's right. So let me ask you something. Have you done a lot of investing in yourself in regards to promotional material or anything like that? Have you a lot of times it takes a lot and people think they have to have so much money in the beginning. In the beginning, did you do a lot of investing in your own self for
Yes.
this career?
Yes, like the investing will come from like clothes. Like when I first started, I wasn't a professional model like I am today or actress. So I had to start somewhere, and I like to look good. So I just bought myself clothes. I took care of myself, and I started. I did Google like different type of poses, and I got with different photographers. I work with so many photographers. It's ridiculous. So like once you get out there, your face get out there, you get popping, um, people gonna want to work with you. So you gotta pay the money to put the clothes and the material on. And that's how I got seen on Instagram. That's how I got discovered. I had put into myself, and I started catalog modeling first. So this catalog
Wow.
was
Yes.
selling clothes, and so I would
Yes.
model their in their
Yes.
catalog like that.
So I appreciate you sharing this because it's going to help somebody who's doing it. So my question to you is, as we get ready to try to bring this on home, when did you know? What was the gig you got or the call you got when you recognized it's happening? Oh my goodness, it's finally happening. When was that moment for you?
I think the moment for me was when after doing the catalog modeling and actually filling out an application to be a model, and got called back out of San Francisco, California. And once I signed the contract, I was like, I'm officially a signed model.
Yes. Yes.
And that was happening. And all these followers started coming. And
Yes.
um, but I was only signed to them for 6 months. And I was a free agent for a month and a half. Because every model under that agency
Yes.
contracts went
Yes.
void. And so, like I said, I was a free agent for like a month and a half. I submitted.
So you had to be self motivated to be a free agent.
Self
You got to
motivated.
be self motivated because you're on your own. You have to do the calls. You have to do everything yourself. It's not like you have an agent that's calling you and saying, "Hey, apply for this," or
Right.
send your picture for that. And so I applaud you for taking the effort and for following through with your dream to do
Yeah, I
that.
linked up with how I got discovered again. I linked up with another plus size model. And she was signed to an agency, and she kind of was like, she took me under her wing, like, you're beautiful, and I'm thinking you're beautiful. And she, we knew each other was models, so we follow each other. And they took one look at my pictures and was like, let's sign her. And I was like, yeah, again, I'm signed. So I knew then, like, after two agencies, I was like, yeah.
Wow. Did you have to make a lot of adjustments? Like, did they say to you, well, we like you, but we want you to change your hair? Or can you do this? Or can you do that? Did they have to transform you in any way? Or did they take you as you were?
Both agencies took me as I were. And that's what I like. And of course, like it's in contracts where we can't walk around with ketchup on our shirts. And you're a model, you have to, when you're a signed model, you have to carry yourself a certain type of light. I can't walk around with mustard on my shirt and stuff like that. I have to brush my teeth every day. We have to keep our teeth right. And um it's just
That's
certain
good.
things as a model that you do have to do, like with your hygiene, and so people will want to work with
Yes, yes, yes.
you.
That's good. So it sounded to me like you're making a good name for yourself. And have you turned anything down?
Yes. I have turned down, like, I will say I work with a lot of locals, but if I don't feel that your stuff, I don't put my name on everything. But if
Right.
I don't feel like your stuff is, you know, if I don't feel like it's up to par, I won't put my name on it. And I just either won't reply, or, I'm not trying to be bougie or nothing, but you just can't put your name on everything, you know.
Well, you got a young man. He said he's a big fan of BBW and plus size model, and he followed most of them and showed support. Well, I'm sure they appreciate that because
Thank you so
that's
much.
needed. And there's probably a lot of people who have support. They support, and some of them are public or private. And so we definitely do appreciate that, Tiny. And I want to thank you so much for taking the time out to just share all these things, because I know it's going to help somebody out there, a couple of somebodies out there that are thinking about going in this direction for the modeling, for the acting, and someone who may have been in a situation with a relationship and had to make a decision to step away,
Mm-hmm.
to walk away. I mean, so you've shared so many things that can help others, and that's what it's all about. People being transparent enough to help the next person
Right.
that may be coming behind them. So I want to thank you so much for doing that. Anything that you would like people to know about you that I have not asked in regards to who you are, what you're trying to do, or what you stand for?
Um, I'm just a plus size model and actress. I just stand for respect, you know. Um, if you want me to respect you, you want to respect me, you know. I just like to have fun. I like to have fun. I like to have a good time. I'm down to earth. I like to travel. Just a lot. Anything fun, you know. I love to roast. I love to joke. All that, you know.
Yes,
So
yes, yes, yes.
I'm
You
just
know.
with it.
Well, I want to commend you because in everything that you like to do, you still keep a positive outlook. You still keep a professional, page. And that's what people have to understand. If you're trying to do this, you have to have an image. You have to keep a
Right,
professional image, because if you want people to respect you, if you want people to book you, if
right.
you want agencies to come, you have to always be on your P's and Q's on every platform you have. You have to go, you have to invest, you have to get that picture done professionally.
And I
And
get a lot too. They be like, well, can you help me get signed? And it's like, in this world, I mean, you asked me, I was lucky. It is hard getting signed as a model. You know how many people want to model? You know how many applications these people got? And sometimes it's
and
about
if
who
you
you know,
want
but
if you
sometimes
have
it's
to
not.
stand out. So uh if you want them to look at you, keep perfecting your craft.
Right,
Learn how to walk. Do your homework about the agency, or the producer or the company that you want to pick you up. You have to know about them when you go for the audition. You have to stand out and be you ready. Definitely. I'm not sure what's going on. That light blinked out. I'm not sure. So I definitely, is that something happening on your end with the light going off?
yeah, it was my end. I had a phone call coming through.
Oh, somebody calling you. Well, listen, I'm not gonna keep you because it might be important. I know when they start calling, that's a sign, and it might be important. You know, I want to thank you so much for just coming on again and sharing all those nuggets for any future models. And tell the people again how they can reach you if they are interested in following you, and about that video that you have out there on YouTube one more time, please.
You can follow me on Facebook, Tiny Jordan. You can follow me on IG, Tiny Jordan _ the plus size model.
And that video that you said already has 10,000 views.
Yes. Okay. So both rappers. One rapper is out of Nashville, Tennessee. That video is called. His name is Miles Creed, and the name of his song is "Don't Fall." It's on YouTube. The other rapper is out of Arkansas. His name is Forever Folly, and his song is currently on the radio right now. And we have like over 10K views right now. And it's only been up a month. And I'm in his video as well. And the name of his song is "On Discriminate."
Wow. And are you available if somebody sees this and they say, I like her, I want her for an upcoming project? How should they reach out to you if they like what they see and they're interested in talking to you? Can they now still contact you, or do they have to go through an agent now?
Yeah, I have 2 managers.
So
who
do they need to contact?
I might get your message. I might not get it, you know, with my messages in my inboxes being so stuffed. But I have 2 managers. Okay, they can just call one of them, and I'll get the message if they want to work with me. You know.
And is it like the link in your bio where it takes them to the manager?
Actually, I think one of them was. I've been changing around the one on Instagram, but yes, I'm always posting my management on Facebook.
Okay, so you heard it straight from Tiny, man. And so she told you everything she'd been through. She told you what she went through with the beating as a child, and she overcame that. She told you about how she stepped away from her relationship and how she overcame being independent and doing everything herself. And now she has management and she's been successful. So take heed to what she's told you guys and go support her. Go follow her, please. And I want to thank you so much. And we look forward to seeing you on the big screen. We look forward to seeing you on the reality show, because I heard you say that's your dream. So we want to know. Make sure you send me the information. So when the information's coming, send me the clips to any videos or anything you do, and I will share. And I will make sure that I let people know all of the stuff that you're doing. And I definitely want to thank you so much. We're going to keep following you, and we're going to keep spreading the word about who Tiny Jordan is. And that name will be a household name. All right? So I want to thank you so much. You have an amazing evening. And we're going to see you at the top.
Yes. Both movies drop in the fall. So keep your eye out for Sundown 2022 and Clan.
All right. So you heard it from her. Guys, have an amazing evening. We thank you so much. We want to say we look forward to seeing you next time on Storytime. Have an amazing evening. And Tiny, you keep doing what you're doing. God bless you.
Thank you so much.
And you have a good night.
All right.
Say that again. All right, lady. Bye-bye.